epilepsy. Let's start from the beginning. So, since I could remember, just imagine that little boy from The Sixth Sense, if you've ever seen the movie. He sees ghosts, just things that are not there. Well, actually, they were there in the movie because it's about ghosts. I was basically, that's how I felt like. I felt like that boy from The Sixth Sense. And, of course, I didn't really see ghosts. Neurologically, I did. So, when I was little, I had trouble in school. They diagnosed me with ADHD, which is attention deficit hyperactive disorder, because I was hyper and because I was, well, little. You know, kids can be kids. And, so, but I told them, I try to pay attention and I'm not there sometimes, and I couldn't really explain it. So I was very frustrated because I knew that my grades could have been, you know, better, because I really was trying. So I lived in frustration and in fear because I had a hard time sleeping at night. I was smelling things and seeing things that weren't there. And I was always scared. I literally thought my house was haunted. Fast forward into the future. I'm in, well, it's in the past. I'm not in high school anymore. When I was in high school, junior year, my mom decided to take me to the doctor because I had been complaining. My body was hurting and my toes and my fingers were wiggling on their own. But my primary doctor couldn't figure it out what it was, so she referred me to a neurologist. And the neurologist gave me an EEG, and he spotted small seizures. There are different types of seizures. I do not have the grand mal. Everyone's familiar with the grand mal, where you know, shake on the floor. You're shaking everywhere. I have mostly petimalsiezures, which means small seizures, and some simple partial seizures, which are divided into 4 categories. I have 2 of the 4. I have sensory seizures, which is where you suffer from hallucinations, where you see things and smell things that are not there. And I have psychicsiezures, which is where you get depressed, have anxiety, and fear for no reason. So, yeah, I went into the doctor for one thing, came out with another thing, and so I was in shock. He asked my mom, does she see things, hallucinate? She goes, yeah, she's had that all her life. They put me on medication. I am no longer on that medication now. I'm on a different one, but I'll get to that. And junior year had ended, and literally over the summer I had changed. Everything from what I wore to how I acted. Now, the daydreaming part was actually part of my seizures. If I am staring into space, I'm having a seizure and I'm not there. And that was probably why I had such hard time in school and hard time making friends, because they would be saying one thing and then all of a sudden I would have them and I didn't hear what they said, and so it was very frustrating and embarrassing for me. So once I went on the medication, that didn't happen at all. I began to be more aware, more present. The ugly thing, I started realizing what people were saying about me, how I was before. And I was being attacked by people who just didn't want me to do better in life. The pill also had a side effect of weight loss. And at that time, I did needed to lose weight because I was overweight and depressed. That's another thing that came along with my seizures, is depression and fear. So I started losing weight, but I kind of pushed it further and got addicted to losing weight. So I developed anorexia, which I still suffer from today, on and off. Not as bad though, because it was really bad. I mean, I was so skinny, you could see the bones in my face. So, I know, bunch of mess. So I had to get over that, and fast forward in the future, I've been taking this other medication, Trileptal, for many years. It's great, although I had to get off of it when I got pregnant with my first baby. I was already 12 weeks in, and they're like, you need to get off the medication because it has a lot of birth defects. You could be born with a cleft lip. I got really scared. They told me, well, if you feel funny, we could put you back on a medication, but a different one that has minimal birth defects. And I'm like, no, I don't want to be on any medication. I didn't want to risk it. I had a good pregnancy, but after the baby was born, the seizures came back, and I guess it had been so long since I had the seizures, like years, that I forgot what they felt like. When I first started having them, I literally thought I was just tired from getting up in the morning and feeding the baby, because she was a newborn, and you have to feed them every 2 or 3 hours around the clock. So it was exhausting, and I was tired, sleeping at odd hours of the day. I was a stay-at-home mom, but it was still like, oh my goodness. So I just thought I was tired, but I started freaking out. My heart started beating. I started getting anxiety. I started hearing things, smelling things, just going out of my mind. My husband got my mom to come over here to California to see what was going on. And then my mom was like, yeah, she's having seizures again. She needs to get back on her pills. And I wish I would have realized that in the beginning. Otherwise, I would have not had to gone through it for months. However, when I got back on it, I was having a little bit more anxiety than usual. It only worked for a little bit. And I was really angry because I had suffered quite enough. So the doctor said I should get on anxiety pill and my seizure medication. Because he thought maybe the baby was wearing me out and was giving me more anxiety. So I said, okay, I hate getting on multiple pills. I'm even on birth control, and that comes with its side effects that I don't really like. So, but I'm better. The anxiety pills was a plus. I'm more relaxed than what I was when I was just on Trileptal. So I'm better. So if I had any advice for people who have the same type of seizures as me, I would say, you know, keep taking your medication. Don't stop just because you think, you know, you might be cured already, although some people do grow out of it. Unfortunately, I didn't. And look for the signs if you do decide to get off of it, because if you don't, you'll just have a hard time. Especially if it's been a long time since you had your last one, because then you forget how it was before. So it's hard to identify, like, were you just tired? Are you having a seizure? So nowadays I just keep myself busy. I still do have a little depression, but I keep myself busy by like doing hobbies, doing videos. I like to water my roses, read a book, and makeup tutorials, and I would say get a lots of rest. Being epileptic, you do not want to overwork yourself, because that can, or overstress yourself out, because that could actually trigger a seizure. So you might want to get some rest, maybe a little bit more rest than usual, but not too much, and eat properly. I found that eating fish and vegetables, keeping hydrated, will make you feel good inside and out. So hopefully this was of help to any of y'all who are like me. Alright. Bye.